Nissan just updated the 2026 Pathfinder with fresh styling and premium upgrades that are making it look like one of the smartest three-row SUV buys on the market. But at the same time, there are hidden problems lurking beneath the surface that could turn your family hauler dream into a financial nightmare. If you're considering this SUV because you need space, capability, and refinement without spending luxury money, you need to see both sides of this story before you sign anything. This is the 2026 Nissan Pathfinder. Shocking pros and fatal cons you must know. Let's kick things off with the good things, with everything that's going to make this SUV stand out. Number 4. Attractive exterior. In a world where every SUV on the road is starting to look like a copy of the next one, standing out in the school pickup line matters more than you'd think. Your vehicle is a reflection of your taste, but too many three-row SUVs are blending into boring anonymity. The Pathfinder wasn't exactly struggling in the looks department, but Nissan is taking things up a notch for 2026. We're looking at a redesigned front grille that's bolder and more aggressive, new LED headlight signatures, and revised lower fascia elements that add muscular definition. Around back, the taillights are getting updated graphics, and the rear bumper is being restyled. New wheel designs are rolling out, and certain trims are getting exclusive exterior accents. For a family SUV that needs to project capability without trying too hard, these exterior updates are hitting that sweet spot between rugged and refined. But looking good on the outside means nothing if the inside doesn't deliver. Number 3. Upscale interior. You're going to spend more time inside your SUV than looking at it from the outside. The average family is logging hundreds of hours per year in their three-row hauler. And if that interior feels cheap every single time you close the door, those hours become a constant reminder that you settled for less. Step inside the 2026 Pathfinder, and you're going to notice something immediately. This doesn't feel like a typical mainstream three-row SUV. Your hands are going to touch soft touch surfaces instead of hard plastic. The stitching and trim details are showing a level of attention that communicates quality. Upper trims are getting real wood accents and premium leather that wouldn't look out of place in something with a luxury badge. Technology integration is seamless with a large touchscreen that's responsive, digital gauge cluster options, and wireless connectivity that actually works. Compared to rivals like the Honda Pilot or Toyota Highlander, the Pathfinder is delivering a more upscale experience. The Pilot's interior is functional but utilitarian, while the Highlander is starting to show its age. The Pathfinder is attracting buyers who want luxury touches without breaking the bank, and that upscale environment becomes even more important when you realize how well this SUV protects everyone inside. Number 2. Strong safety score. The Pathfinder is delivering peace of mind. This SUV is earning top marks from both IIHS and NHTSA, with crash test ratings that are placing it among the safest options in the segment. We're talking about good ratings in most crash tests and a 5-star overall safety rating. Active safety technology is working to prevent accidents before they happen. Standard equipment is including forward collision warning with automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and lane departure warning with lane keep assist. Higher trims are adding adaptive cruise control, pro pilot assist, a round view monitor, and rear automatic braking. For families prioritizing safety, the Pathfinder is checking every box without requiring you to upgrade to the most expensive trim, but all that protection is meaningless if you can't bring along everything you need for your adventures. Number 1. Good towing capacity. Here's the frustrating reality most three-row SUV buyers discover too late. You finally have the family hauler with space for everyone, but the moment you try to hitch up that travel trailer or boat, the owner's manual crushes those plans with towing limits that force you to downsize your adventures. Most competitors are maxing out around 5,000 pounds. We're looking at a maximum towing capacity of 6,000 pounds when properly equipped. That's an extra 1,000 pounds that opens up an entirely different category of trailers. The Pilot tops out at 5,000 pounds and the Highlander maxes at 5,000 pounds. Therefore, the Pathfinder is letting you consider that 25-foot travel trailer with the slide-out, or that dual-axle boat trailer with the bigger fishing boat. This capability is coming from the 3.5-liter V6, producing 284 horsepower and 259 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 9-speed automatic that's managing power delivery smoothly. The transmission is equipped with a tow mode that's adjusting shift patterns to hold lower gears longer. The Pathfinder's chassis is tuned to handle trailer weight without that tail wagging the dog feeling, and the four-wheel drive system is providing confidence on boat ramps. Integrated trailer sway control is detecting when crosswinds are causing problems, then applying individual brakes to straighten everything out. Those are impressive strengths, but every vehicle has its dark side, and this SUV's weaknesses could be deal breakers. Number 4. Tight third row. Here's the awkward conversation that happens in dealership parking lots. The salesperson shows you the third row seats, your kids climb back there and immediately start complaining, but you convince yourself it'll be fine. Fast forward 6 months, and every family road trip turns into a negotiation about who gets stuck in the penalty box. The third row is cramped. There's no way around it. Legroom is measuring in at barely over 28 inches, which means knees are jamming into the second row seat backs. Headroom isn't much better under the sloping roofline. The seat cushions are thin and positioned low, therefore occupants are sitting in a knees-up position that cuts off circulation. This is kids-only territory, and even teenagers are going to be complaining on longer trips. Compared to the Volkswagen Atlas or Hyundai Palisade, the Pathfinder's third row is noticeably tighter, but cabin space isn't the only area where this SUV fails to live up to its heritage. Number 3. Off-road performance. Longtime Pathfinder fans remember the nameplate's heritage. There was a time when saying you drove a Pathfinder meant you were serious about getting off the beaten path. Those days are gone, and what we're left with is a comfort-oriented family crossover that's barely more capable off-road than a sedan. Ground clearance is adequate for dirt roads, but anything more challenging is going to expose the limitations quickly through scraping underbody panels and getting stuck on obstacles. There's no low-range transfer case, no locking differentials, and no advanced terrain management systems. The four-wheel drive system is helping with slippery conditions, but it's not designed for the kind of adventures the old Pathfinder could handle. For buyers who remember the Pathfinder's off-road heritage, this is a disappointing reality check, and that disappointing capability is just the beginning of problems that emerge after you sign. Number 2. Reliability issues. The Pathfinder's reliability track record has been a bit problematic. Transmission troubles are leading the complaint list. Owners are reporting rough shifting, hesitation during acceleration that creates dangerous situations, and premature failures. Electrical gremlins are popping up, infotainment systems are freezing randomly, backup cameras are failing, and sensors are throwing false warnings. Engine problems are less common but still present, with reports of oil consumption issues and cooling system leaks. Consumer Reports reliability ratings reflect these concerns. The Pathfinder has been scoring below average, significantly worse than the Pilot or Highlander, so why would the 2026 model be any better? For families counting on this SUV to be dependable, these reliability questions are creating serious hesitation. But even if you're willing to gamble on reliability, the financial hit from depreciation could make this one of the most expensive mistakes you'll make. Number 1. Pricing. The base price starts around $37,000, but most buyers aren't going to be satisfied with that stripped-down configuration. Move up to trims with desirable features and the price climbs at an alarming rate. The mid-range SL trim is pushing past $43,000, and the Platinum is approaching $50,000. At that price point, you're entering territory where premium brands are offering compelling alternatives with better reliability reputations. But the pricing pain doesn't stop at purchase. Resale values are proving to be a major weakness. After 3 years, you're looking at depreciation rates that are significantly higher than the Pilot or Highlander. Those competitors are retaining 60 to 65% of their original value, while the Pathfinder is dropping to 50 to 55%. This depreciation problem is being driven by the reliability concerns we discussed, strong competition in the segment, and market perception that Nissan SUVs don't hold value like Honda or Toyota products. Buyers are doing the math and realizing the total cost of ownership is making the Pathfinder less appealing than alternatives that might cost more upfront but hold value better. So there you have it. The 2026 Pathfinder is delivering an upscale interior, impressive safety credentials, and towing capacity that beats most rivals. But those strengths are being overshadowed by a cramped third row off-road capability that's barely better than a sedan, reliability issues that are making extended warranties feel mandatory, and depreciation rates that are costing owners thousands more than competitors. The Pathfinder looks like a smart buy in the showroom, but once you factor in real-world ownership costs, alternatives like the Pilot or Highlander are delivering better long-term value. The Pathfinder is not perfect, but it's still a solid option in the 3-row segment. After all, even the aforementioned Honda Pilot isn't flawless, and you can check that out in our next video. It may stand out with refinement and build quality, but Honda's largest SUV struggles to keep up with the competition in terms of the latest tech features.